You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Vikings. Because, well, the Vikings, they did a little house cleaning today. They decided after the disastrous results at quarterback this season, by the way, the Vikings snuck around through all that disaster, still finished 9-8. I think they were still the last team out in the NFC, if I remember correctly. I think the playoff probability bracket gave way to the playoff bracket on the same page. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The Vikings have fired their general manager, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. I don't know if I said that name right. Let me just keep it real. DEI hadn't failed this bad since Gerard Mayo. There, said it out loud. Sure did. Because as you can imagine, Kevin O'Connell, there's not a world where he didn't want to have a different quarterback on this roster. And this tells you all you need to know, that he probably was vocal about that. He probably tried to do something about that. And Mensah probably did an override on him and refused to do it. And look, Sam Darnold, last I checked, is in the Super Bowl. Last I checked, the Vikings had a chance to re-sign him. That'll get your ass fired. That'll get you fired. That'll get you run right out of the building. So here we go. I got two articles. The timing is unusual, to say the least. Yeah, it's a little later on, but that tells you they looked into this. It implies that ownership engaged in a careful review, there you are, and deliberation of the missteps that kept a Super Bowl-ready team from making the playoffs. Headlined by an ill-fated handling of the quarterback situation of 2025. See, told you. From an examination of the coming coaching carousel, posted on December 31, quote, Coach, Kevin O'Connell is the right leader for the team. How much leading are they letting him do? Someone bungled the quarterback decision for 2025. We've got a feeling that someone was not O'Connell. If that sense is right, O'Connell needs to have more sway in 2026. While that doesn't necessarily require GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to be replaced, then again, his draft record has not been flawless. Of course, Florio, I'm sure this is Florio, is trying to go to bat for him, because you're not allowed, as far as Florio is concerned, you're not allowed to fire anybody black. It does require O'Connell to have a larger voice in personnel matters. Yeah, you betcha. Okay, you betcha. It also suggests that a year ago, O'Connell didn't want to let Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones leave in free agency, and that O'Connell perhaps didn't want to say no thank you to Aaron Rodgers. J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of his rookie year with a knee injury, clearly was not ready. The Vikings absolutely needed a veteran backup plan, better than signing Carson Wentz less than 2 weeks before the first game of the regular season. So, yeah, all of that is on the general manager, all right? I believe, if I remember correctly, they matched Daniel Jones's his contract offer from the Colts. Now, it was the worst-kept secret that the Colts were going to make him the starter, which was shocking because it wasn't shocking to me because they gave him 1 year's $14 million. Well, that tells you right there they're going to make him the starter over Anthony Richardson, regardless of how many Colts fans were caught off guard by Anthony Richardson not being the starter. And I'm like, do you think it's normal that a backup gets $14 million? Because that's a hell of a lot of money. He knew he was the starter. That's why he left the Vikings. But the Vikings could have gave him another meal or two or whatever to have kept him around. So the Vikings confirmed the firing of Mensah. Team owners Mark and Ziggy Wilf issued a joint statement on Adofo-Mensah's dismissal, also noting that Executive Vice President of Football Operations Rob Brzezinski will handle the team's personnel through the 2026 draft in April, after which the club will undergo a full search for a new general manager. Quote, following an annual end-of-season organizational meetings over the last several weeks, and careful consideration, we decided it's in the best interest of the team to move forward with new leadership of our football operations. The Wilf's statement reads, these decisions are never easy. We are grateful for Kwesi's contributions and commitment to the organization over the past 4 years and wish him and his family the best. Goes on to talk about Brzezinski being elevated through the draft. Now, I'm sure that guy will probably get a shot at being the general manager, but you never know. He could get run off after the draft, too. The Vikings went 43-25 over the last 4 years with Adofo-Mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connell. But the team did not win a postseason game and finished a disappointing 9-8 after going 14-3 in 2024. Well, again, the dagger is all around, the dagger being all around the quarterback, but the dagger to the kill shot, let's put it that way, for the general manager was Sam Darnold. Yeah, but Sam Darnold last 2 games, blah, blah, blah. You made the wrong decision. I mean, Sam Darnold's got a team right now in the Super Bowl that, if I'm not going crazy, might have finished with a 14-3 record too. I don't remember the Seahawks record right off the top of my, but it was a good one. It was better than 9-8. I know that, and one could argue which one's got the better roster. You know, I mean, it's arguable between the two teams. So you got the owners sitting back going, shit, that was my quarterback, and he's going to the Super Bowl. How did we let him let that happen? And even that, he's sitting back and he had to endure the first, 10 games of the year where Daniel Jones was kicking ass with the Colts. So for like 10 weeks this season, the Vikings owner had to literally sit back and watch both of his quarterbacks from last year ball out. Now, Daniel Jones ended up being lost due to a Achilles. I think it was an Achilles. Nonetheless, he was lost for the season, and the Colts season fell apart. But that kind of also shows you how valuable Daniel Jones was. Add in the whole layer of you didn't sign Aaron Rodgers to be your starter. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers take a Steelers team with not nearly the roster that the Vikings had got, took them to the playoffs and made it into the playoffs. By the way, who wouldn't have wanted to see Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson? I'd have signed up for that. Aaron Jones on that team. His ex-running back from the Packers. Yeah. Anyway, tell me what you think. Mensah is gone with the Mensah. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.